We've all got that daily morning ritual, right? The familiar pour of hot water, the steeping of leaves or powders. But right now, there is a microscopic world of complex chemistry happening right inside your mug. And honestly, it shares a shocking scientific foundation with multi-million-dollar industrial food processing. Let's dive right into this explainer and see what's really going on.
So here's a serious question. Are you accidentally boiling away the nutrients in your morning cup? You see, temperature isn't just about making your drink taste good. It is the absolute master key and, quite frankly, a really dangerous double-edged sword for cellular chemistry. It has the power to unlock immense health benefits, but if you aren't careful, it can completely obliterate them.
Today, we're bridging a really fascinating gap. We're taking the ancient intuition of Vietnamese tea masters and combining it with modern, hardcore, data-driven food science on fruits, like the pink guava. And it turns out, these traditional rituals and modern scientists, they are speaking the exact same language, showing us exactly how temperature dictates nutrition.
Section 1. The temperature key. Unlocking versus destroying. Section 2. Hot tea or cold tea? Okay, so using water incorrectly on botanicals doesn't just kill the nutrients you want. It can actually release compounds that stress your body, basically turning a healthy habit into a biological stressor. There is absolutely no one-size-fits-all rule here. Hot water acts as this incredibly aggressive, perfect solvent for green tea's antioxidants. You literally need that heat to pull out the maximum benefits, even if it brings out a little bit of bitterness. But white tea, entirely different story. A gentle cold brew left to soak overnight completely changes the chemical profile. It yields massive antioxidants while keeping the acidity incredibly low.
And getting this extraction right isn't just about flavor, it is a massive deal for your health. Proper tea consumption lowers bad LDL cholesterol and can actually reduce your stroke risk by an incredible 20 to 25%. The flavonoids you're trying to extract are powerful anti-inflammatories that protect your brain from the buildup of harmful proteins, so doing this right literally protects your heart and your mind.
Section 3. The Art of Waking Tea.
Let's look at a beautiful traditional Vietnamese practice known as waking tea or Dang Thuc Cha and see how it builds perfectly into modern cellular biology. Long before anyone had electron microscopes, tea artisans just intuitively knew they couldn't simply drown their leaves in boiling water. They had to wake up the leaves, using a rapid thermal shock to prep the microscopic cellular structures inside.
Think of it kind of like a biological warm-up before a really heavy workout. This quick thermal shock systematically carries out 5 crucial steps before the real brewing even begins. First, it physically opens the tightly rolled leaves. Second, it breaks down the tough outer epidermis to let those nutrients flow out. Third, it strategically releases that initial burst of caffeine to cut the harsh bitterness. Fourth, it cleans off surface impurities. And finally, it creates the absolute perfect localized temperature environment for the actual steep. It's just brilliant.
But you really have to read the plant's architecture. Delicate, thin leaves like green or white tea only need water between 70 and 90 degrees Celsius, so waking them is completely optional. But if you look at the thick-skinned ancient snow shanty, or black tea, well, its dense epidermis absolutely demands boiling water at 95 to 100 degrees just to force those stubborn cells open.
There's an ancient proverb that says, "Too hot burns the leaves, too cold leaves them sleeping." And that hits the nail right on the head. It perfectly encapsulates the thermodynamic puzzle that both homebrewers and modern scientists face every single day. You have to thread the needle perfectly to get the benefits.
Section 4. The Science of Pink Guava Powder. Now, let's aggressively scale this concept up from a cozy tea table to high-tech industrial data out of Anjiang University, focusing specifically on freeze-dried pink guava powder. Scientists locked in on the exact same variables you use in your kitchen, temperature and time. They wanted to figure out how to perfectly preserve tannins, polyphenols, and vitamin C on a massive industrial scale. Their testing matrix was incredibly precise, highly specific temperature jumps combined with razor-thin time intervals of just 5 seconds.
The data revealed what I like to call a terrifying nutrient cliff. Bumping the heat by just 10 degrees, going from 85 to 95, caused vitamin C levels to absolutely plummet from 831 milligrams down to a measly 350. It's a massive sudden loss of nutrition triggered by just a very slight change in temperature.
So, why does this happen? Well, vitamin C is famously heat intolerant. That excess thermal energy permanently shatters the cellular walls and completely oxidizes the precious plant polyphenols we're trying so hard to extract. It is literally chemical destruction in the blink of an eye.
Section 5. The ultimate sweet spot.
This brings us to the absolute peak of our extraction journey. Through complex 3D mapping of all that data, they found the holy grail of extraction, the scientific sweet spot. For guava, it is 85 degrees Celsius for exactly 10 seconds, not 15 seconds, not 90 degrees. We're talking absolute, uncompromising precision. They prove that even a tiny deviation in either direction completely ruins the nutritional value.
Whether you're pouring hot water from a kettle at your kitchen counter or running a multi-million-dollar extraction factory, time and temperature remain the absolute gatekeepers of what enters your body. They are the unseen forces dictating whether you're drinking a true nutrient powerhouse or just flavored water.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with this to chew on. The next time you make your favorite morning drink, are you unlocking its hidden cellular power, or are you just accidentally pouring boiled nutrients down the drain? Think about the science in your mug tomorrow morning.